Have you ever heard of a Pokemon card being sold for more than a brand new Lamborghini? Or someone spending lakhs, sometimes even crores, on a pair of used sneakers or a decade-old wristwatch? It sounds unbelievable, right? But this is happening right now all over the world. From trading cards and vintage shoes to old video games and first edition books, people are paying insane amount of money for things that once seemed ordinary. What's even more shocking, some of these items were lying around in people's homes, collecting dust until one day someone realized they were worth a fortune. So, what's going on here? Why are some collectibles skyrocketing in value while others fade into obscurity? Is it just the hype? Is it nostalgia? Is there a hiding pattern that makes certain things priceless over time? In this video, we are going to break it all down. We'll explore the fascinating reasons behind why collectibles like Pokemon cards, limited edition sneakers, rare watches, and even toys from your childhood are suddenly becoming hot investments. We will look at real stories of people who struck gold from their old belongings and the economic forces driving this collectible craze. And by the end of this video, you might start seeing your own belonging in a completely new way. Because who knows, that dusty old thing in your attic might just be your ticket to the next big payday. So, what actually makes these collectibles so valuable? Let's start with the most obvious one: scarcity. When something is rare, people want it more. A limited edition sneaker drop only a few thousand pairs in the world, that's instant demand. A misprinted Pokemon card from the 90s, there might be only a handful left in mint condition. And when collectors find out, the bidding war begins. Then there is nostalgia, a powerful force we often underestimate. People who grew up with these items, cards, toys, games, are now adults with money. And they are willing to pay a premium just to relive a memory. It's not just a card or toy, it's a piece of their childhood. Next, we have cultural relevance. When a celebrity shows off a rare watch or a famous athlete signs a card, that item's value shoots through the roof. It's not just about owning something cool, it's about owning a piece of history. And here is where it gets really interesting. Perceived value. When people believe something is valuable, they treat it like an investment. Collectors don't just buy to own, they buy to hold, preserve, and profit. In fact, the entire collectibles market works a lot like the stock market, except instead of buying shares, you are buying sneakers, cards, toys, comics, or watches. And just like the stocks, some items grow in value while others crash and burn. But what separates the treasures from the trash? That's what we'll explore in the next part of this video. So, how do you know if something you own or want to buy could become a valuable collectible? Well, there are a few key things that make an item go from ordinary to extraordinary. First, condition is everything. Collectors care about quality more than anything else. A rare card with scratches is worth far less than one that is untouched, perfectly centered and sealed. Even in a crease or a faded edge can drop the value by thousands. That's why people store items in protective cases and pay experts to grade them. Second, authenticity matters. If it's fake, it's worthless, no matter how good it looks. Certificates of authenticity, original packaging, and brand markings can make all the difference. That's especially true for watches, signed merchandise, or art pieces. Third, there's the power of story and significance. Was the item part of a historical moment? Was it the first of its kind? Did a famous person own it? These layers of meaning turn a simple object into something people are willing to fight over and pay insane amounts for. Fourth, timing plays a huge role. Sometimes value explodes overnight due to a movie release, an influencer trend, or an anniversary. One tweet, one auction, or one viral post can change the game completely. If you hold the right item at the right time, you win big. And finally, the community behind the collectible adds value. A vibrant, passionate fan base like the Pokemon community, sneakerheads, or vintage watch collectors keeps demand alive. They don't just collect, they trade, share, and compete, and build culture around these items. So, when you combine rarity, condition, authenticity, timing, and community, you have got a recipe for something that could skyrocket in value. But here is the real question: are collectibles just fun and nostalgic, or are they a smart financial move? Let's talk about that in the final part of this video. Now, let's get real. Are collectibles just cool items for fans and hobbyists, or are they actually a smart way to invest your money? The answer is it depends. On one hand, collectibles can be incredibly profitable. There are stories of people buying a comic book for a few rupees and years later selling it for lakhs, or someone holding into a rare sneaker drop and flipping it for 10x the price. When the timing, demand, rarity align, you can make serious money. In fact, some wealthy investors are now putting part of their portfolio into collectibles, just like they invest in real estate or stocks. Because in a world where everything is digital, physical items with emotional and cultural value are gaining importance. But here's the catch: not every item increases in value. In fact, many don't. The market is unpredictable, and trends can vanish overnight. What's hot today might be forgotten tomorrow. Plus, collectibles are liquid like cash or stocks. You can't just sell them instantly. You need buyers, you need platforms, and sometimes you need patience, a lot of it. So, while collecting can be fun and even profitable, it shouldn't be your only investment. It's more like of a mixed passion, strategy, and a bit of risk. If you love what you are collecting, then even if the price don't go up, it's still worth it. But if you hit the jackpot, that childhood card, that old pair of sneakers, or that forgotten toy could just turn into the best investment you ever made. So before you throw anything away, take a second look, because sometimes the most valuable treasures are hiding in plain sight.